Hey guys, it's John here from the Scruffy Nerd Herder, and today I'll be doing my second video on my Marvel Future Fight tutorial series. Today I'll be going over the steps of day 2 along with the mission types and what they do for you. Alright, let's begin. So let's look at what we got in our check-in for the day. We got our hero 6-star chest, and so we're gonna hit acquire. We got a 6-star werewolf. We're gonna go to our gifts. So as you're going through here, you can either click on each one acquire, or you can hit acquire all. You're going to want to make sure you unclick include energy, because as I discussed earlier, you want to regulate when you get that energy. We got the 6-star mastery, which will go to our inventory, and we got 100,000 gold. So another thing the game gives you when you first start off is this 20 biometrics daily for 3 days. This is normally a paid subscription, but the game here is going to let you have it free for 3 days. We're going to hit acquire real quick, and we're going to hit select. Now when you're picking these characters, first of all, not all paywall characters are good. They're just not. You want to be very careful about which ones you pick. Secondly, you only want to spin these on exclusive characters. If you're spinning on anyone else is pretty much, yeah, garbage is what it is. So another thing you want to do is, since you're only having 3 days, which means you're not going to get enough biometrics to do anything useful with these characters, you're going to pick 3 different characters each day. The reason you want to do this is that way if you get rank up tickets, you can just spend it on the characters since they're already unlocked. So the characters you're going to want to pick are going to be either Nick Fury, Ghost Panther, Luna Snow. Realistically, you're not going to want to pick Luna Snow because you're going to get a 6-star premium character selector, and you're going to use that on Luna Snow. So realistically, you don't want to use this one on that. So I'm going to pick Ghost Panther for my first day. So we're just going to go over a quick review of each of the game modes and what you should get out of them. The first thing I'm going to do is story mode. You're going to progress through this because this allows you to unlock the other game modes. You also will be able to farm the biometrics pictured here. You can see from the outer menu down the pictures down there as well. Other things you can farm are the Norn Stones of different colors. You'll notice there's a bunch of different ones, along with the Stark branded blueprints and component packs, which are used for the lab. And along with the normal biometrics, when you enter, there's a chance that a dimension shift will show up and give you other biometrics. The other thing to note about story mode is that once you finally complete it, which will take you a bit, the final stage is going to give you a free CTP of energy, which is a very useful resource. So this is, along with this unlocking everything, this is the #1 reason you want to push through the story, is to get this. This will help you push into in-game very quickly. As you're going through the story, you're going to unlock these rank up tickets, and it's important that you know who you should spend them on. So you don't have anyone eligible right now. When you spend it on characters, you don't want to spend it on characters that you can farm. That's just a waste. Your best characters to spend them on are characters who you can only get biometrics through the shop through randomly rolling them, or by paywall characters. If you do plan on putting money into the game and doing the subscriptions, I do suggest waiting for paywall characters. But if you are just going to pay free to play, I would use them on characters you can only get biometrics through RNG, through the shop and whatnot. Alright, so the first game mode you're going to unlock is Epic Quests. Now these are important because, as you can see, you're going to get a bunch of free characters, much like Legendary, but these free characters are going to level up with your progress through the Epic Quests. So the first thing you're going to do is make sure you click on and open each one of these and start the Epic Quest. And so this first one is going to give you Doctor Strange. So we're going to hit story real quick, and we're just going to acquire hero. So now we're going to have a native tier 2 Doctor Strange. Now, these characters are a little unique because you cannot level them up yourself in any way. The only way you can do it is by progressing through the quest. Alright, so we're going to do that for each one. We're going to do the Rise of the X-Men, who's going to give you a Wolverine. The Doctor Strange one only gives you Doctor Strange. There's no deluxe version, but the other ones are going to give you deluxe versions. So what that means is if you spend 6,600 crystals, which yes, is a lot of crystals, you're going to get additional characters and whatnot. So for Rise of X-Men, you're going to get Wolverine no matter what. Right off the bat, you're going to get Wolverine. But if you pay that 6,600 crystals, you're also going to get Magneto, which you can see is locked here because I don't have the deluxe. If you manage to tier 2 all of these characters and get into level 60 tier 2, you will unlock Jean Grey, which is another incentive for deluxing, because you'll notice that Magneto is on the list of characters you need to tier 2 level 60. So if you don't have deluxe, you can't get Magneto, which means you can't get Jean Grey. So we'll go to the next one, which is X-Force. This one you're going to get Deadpool right off the bat. Bam, Deadpool. Deadpool's a very good character by himself too. But if you have the deluxe, you're also going to get Psylocke. And if you manage to tier 2 all of these characters, and once again you'll see that Psylocke's on the list, you'll get Strife. So the last one here is the first family, of course referring to the Fantastic Four. And from here you're going to get Reed Richards as your free character. Which, he's a pretty darn good character, especially with his last update when they gave him his Future Foundation uniform. He's like one of the top combat characters right now. But if you buy the deluxe thing, you'll also get Invisible Woman. And once again, if you have the deluxe, you unlock Invisible Woman, you get all of these characters to tier 2. You're going to get Doom. Just something to think about if you end up having a bunch of crystals, especially if you end up putting money into the game. These are pretty good options. Jean Grey is absolutely amazing. She's one of my favorite characters in my main account that I use. The next mode is Daily Mission. Daily Mission has 3 different types to it. You can only enter it twice per day, so you need to pick carefully what you want. The first type is ISO 8 Nornstones, and this is the type that you'll probably want to use as a new player. Every single day it's going to rotate of which type of Nornstones, which type of ISO 8 it's going to give you, so you may want to watch which day it is depending on which ones you want. The next mode is Golden Experience Chips. Golden Experience Chips is going to give you just that. It's going to give you a bunch of gold. It's also going to give you level 5 Experience Chips, which are the highest level Experience Chips in the game. The final mode is Macran Shards, which is the component used to mastery and tier up mutant characters. You'll notice in the main menu that there is different ranks. This is just the difficulty based on the recommendations down here. The next game mode is Heroic Quests. I'm going to make an entire video on Heroic Quests, kind of giving you a more idea of how it works. But for right now, here's what you need to know. There are 6 different characters you can choose from. Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, and Iron Fist are all free, while Arachnite, White Fox, and Wave all cost 750 crystals to start. When you start the thing, you're going to have basically an objective list you have to go through in order to get the biometrics and other rewards for the character. Wave and White Fox are actually really good in-game characters, so once you feel a little more comfortable with the mode, you may want to actually start getting them. But for now, it might be just safe to start these up since they don't cost anything to start. Now we have special missions. There's a lot going on in special missions, but it's actually pretty simplistic. The first thing you want to do is make sure you have a quest pack active by clicking that button down there, and then selecting one of these quest packs. What quest packs do is give you a list of objectives that you complete and get rewards for. Once you've completed all of the objectives on the list, you can check what you're going to get by clicking this little button right here. So for this one, we're going to get a bunch of gold. Other ones give different rewards, such as tier 2 tickets, uniform upgrade tickets, and even CTPs. Now you can switch back and forth between different quest packs without any penalty, but you can only progress one quest pack at a time. So you always want to make sure you're progressing a quest pack at all times. Now the actual mode itself, you have 20 entries per day, and you have 3 different stories you can go through, whether it's Spider-Man, Rogues, Inhumans, or the New Avengers. When you click on them, you'll notice there's a bunch of types. It's all about recommended level, and you have to go through at least one of each before you can get to the next. For starting off, I recommend either farming Mysterio or Crystal. Crystal mostly just because she is needed for epic quests, so it might be a good idea to get that jump on. While Mysterio, because he is a really nice free-to-play character. Now we move on to Dimension Rifts. Dimension Rifts is a mode that you will be using to get cards. What you'll do is you'll open up a Dimension Rift, and the first one will show up will be at random from a choice. Now you can choose what you want to open by hitting auto select or auto search and hitting search again, and it'll pull up the list of all the available Dimension Rifts. You just simply have to click on whatever one you want. Now we'll pick Loki and then hit search again, and it'll roll 10 times trying to find that one. Mind you, it is RNG, and it does get more expensive each time you're searching for one. So then we'll hit OK, and now we'll be able to enter. You do have to clear each level before you can get to the top one, and you always want to try to push 6 as much as you can, because each time you clear number 6, you're going to add 3.4% to the completion bar. And once you get to full 100%, you'll get these rewards depending on which completion of the day it is. Now, That might seem like a pretty hard to be able to do that because you're going to do 30 clears, but the nice thing is that anyone on your friends list and anyone in your alliance will see your dimension rifts that you opened and will be able to help you clear them. I already talked about legendary battles in my first video, so I'm not going to go too much more detail on that. You want to make sure you're getting those free characters from them. So if you haven't done that yet, make sure you do it. Villain Siege is a mode that you're going to want to clear every single day. There's 3 different types. There's hard, normal, and easy. Easy and normal are going to give you clear tickets, which are really important for being able to run your dailies without having to actually sit there and do it. Hard mode is going to give you a bunch of gold and the biometrics here. Now, you'll notice there's recommended characters here. If you use those recommended characters while doing the Villain Siege, you'll get additional rewards, which you can see down here. You also notice this Chaos Token. Chaos Token is going to be spent in the Chaos Token Shop, which can be seen here. Now we get to take a look at our first in-game PvE mode called World Boss. As you're starting off, you're not going to be able to really progress too much into it because it is an in-game mode. However, you do want to still do as much on it as you can. So every day you'll see a character that have this little flag. That means there'll be a daily boss, which means if you complete them, you'll get additional rewards. Now you can still complete other ones and still get rewards, you just won't get those additional daily boss rewards. Now, when you complete them on normal mode, you'll get biometrics, 1 biometric per completion for the character, which will allow you to unlock them. Once you unlock them, since they are native to characters, you will no longer need biometrics for the character. So people like Supergiant and the 4X characters over here, you're really only going to want to run them until you get the character because they don't have World Boss Ultimate modes. And I'm going to explain what World Boss Ultimate is in a different video because that's in-game PvE. But the thing that you reason why you want to keep pushing these is that as you go through, you will be unlocking your character's potential if they are tier 2. If we look at my Sharon Rogers, she's level 62 because I was able to unlock her potential by clearing World Boss. Every time you clear a World Boss with a tier 2 character who hasn't unlocked the potential, they will get a certain percentage based on RNG of it filled up to 100, at which point you will enhance them and you'll be able to level them up to 70. I'm not going to go into too much detail with Shadowlands because it's a pretty complex mode, while it's a lot of fun and one of the best PvE in-game elements in my opinion. But what you really just need to know is that it's a tower mode where you'll go through each floor and you'll get rewards depending on which floor you're on, but you'll only be able to use characters once per week, and because Shadowlands restarts once per week. You'll notice that each floor has multiple choices, with the exclusion of boss floors and whatnot, and they'll have different advantages. So this one has speed type advantage, blast type advantage, combat advantage, so you want to make sure you're building your team wide enough to be able to use these. In the beginning, you really want to be able to push to 5 as quickly as you can, because on floor 5 you're going to get biometrics. You'll also get biometrics on floor 10 and floor 15, but it might take you a little longer to get there. So kind of checkpoint yourself. So your first goal, floor 5. Once you get there, you want to take checkpoint to floor 10, and so on. Next we have Timeline Battle, which is the PvP mode of the game. How it works is that there is a new tournament every week, and as you win you gain points, and as you lose points, and you'll be ranked versus your bracket, and there's different brackets in the game: bronze, silver, gold, platinum, vibranium. Depending on which bracket you are, you'll have different rewards for your in ranking and also just for participating. If you are in the top 20%, you'll get promoted to the mixed bracket, and if you're in the bottom 20%, you'll be demoted to the previous bracket. How it works is you just bring in your team of 3, and you'll be playing against another player's team of 3. However, their team will be played by the AI, so, you know, it isn't a true live PvP mode. It is a lot of fun, but the earlier brackets is kind of rough. I will eventually make an entire video on how to go into PvP more competitively if you're interested in that, but for right now, you can pretty much autoplay your way through and just get the participation awards every week. Next we have Alliance Battle. Alliance Battle is a mode where you're going to go to a gauntlet and fight a bunch of enemies, and then your points will add to your alliance, and then your alliance will rank amongst other alliances. There's 2 different versions, there's normal and extreme. Normal mode is just being able to prove that you can do extreme, and extreme is one that's actually going to add the points of importance. Now, every single day there's restrictions on how things work, and you can check the schedule to see what the restrictions are going to be in the future. Now, today is universal for normal, which means that when we do a normal type alliance battle, we'll only be able to choose universal characters. And for extreme, we only choose speed, superhero, female characters. As a beginning player, you're only going to do normal. You won't be able to compete in extreme. And don't be disheartened if you can't even finish normal, because sometimes you're going to get a week where you just don't have, or a day where you just don't have that character. But you do want to complete it. There's good rewards. There's a bunch of different rewards that kind of randomly appear as you go through it. And once you get to in-game alliance, it also helps your alliance out. Co-op play is a mode that will allow you to bring in one character, to play with 2 other players, and defeat a boss. Now the only restrictions for characters you can bring is they must be 4-star and level 40. And you want to build your roster as big as you can, as quickly as you can, so you get better rewards due to this owned hero bonus stage. Stage 6 is where you want to get to as quickly as you can, and you need 101 characters who are rank 4 stars, level 40. The amount of the rewards you get is actually really good, and it's actually a really good way of getting gold. Mind you, in order to fully benefit from this mode, you do have to have a VIP level to get the other slots, but you still get rewards without a VIP level. World Boss Invasion is our next and final one we're going to go over. This is a mode where every week there's a new roster of bosses to fight, and every 24 hours the boss moves on, if the objective gets filled. Now, the objective is filled by you and everyone on your server doing it, so you don't have to worry about doing it 1,000 times yourself. But how you participate is you will click on the boss that's currently active, and you'll look down here at the co-op mission, which is clear the stage with less than 3 speed type characters. It says less than, but it means 3 or less. And you'll enter, and you'll pick your roster. Mind you, that co-op mission though is dependent on what other people pick too. So you might pick 0 speed characters, but the other 2 people might pick all speed characters, and you may fail the co-op mission. You'll still get credit for finishing the mission, you just won't get the co-op mission for the extra loot. Once you complete the boss, you'll end up getting a chest of rarity depending on how powerful characters you and your team brought. Then the chest will be slotted into here, and you'll have a certain cooldown depending on the chest type, and you'll have to let it sit there until you can open it. It's going to ask you to spend crystals to open it earlier, but you don't want to do that as a waste of crystals. Now you may have noticed I didn't talk about all the game modes like Giant Boss Raid, World Events, or Arena Conquest, Arena Tournament. Oh, sorry, Alliance Conquest, Alliance Tournament. That's because that stuff's more in-game oriented, and I don't really want to talk about right now and confuse you with it because there's a lot to it. But I will eventually make a video explaining more about that. So that is all I want to talk about today. So if you liked the video, please give me a thumbs up, and if you want to see more, make sure to subscribe. Thank you. Have a great day.